UK is the shittest country to live now.
UK is no longer designed for anyone to be happy.
The UK is now the shittest, most unsafe place to live, with around 50 stabbings per day in London alone.
A woman sporting a Union Jack dress was turned away from a Wetherspoons pub amid anti-immigration protests. Tanya Ostolsky said she had been refused service from the Picture House in Sutton in Ashfield, Nottinghamshire for her patriotic style on Friday. At first, the 54-year-old said she was refused entry for carrying a St. George's cross flag. However, even after she'd put the flag in her bag, they still refused to let her in, which she said was attributed to her Union Jack dress. It has left her concerned that she might be barred in future. She told Nottinghamshire Live, "It's our flag, it's our nation's flag. I wasn't being aggressive or anything. I didn't get Larry or anything. I put the flag back in my bag, and they said I can't come in because of my dress." Wetherspoon spokesperson Eddie Gershon said, "Pub managers have a duty under the licensing laws, and as a matter of common sense, to judge every situation on its particular circumstances. In this case, the pub manager felt that it was important not to increase tensions."
Peterborough is the worst place to live, voted 4 years on the trot by the people who live in Peterborough. Okay, I didn't do it. I don't actually live in Peterborough. I live just outside of Peterborough, but I'm currently in Peterborough, and there's some quite nice parts of Peterborough. Right up behind me is a little cafe where you can go and have whatever you have in a cafe, coffee and stuff. And then behind me we've got some lakes and some people out sailing. Let me just, I can't zoom in. But yeah, it's actually rather pretty. Okay, in fact, over there, people sailing. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, what's that all about? I actually don't understand why Peterborough gets such a bad rap. Every town and city has got some dodgy parts, isn't it? But what do you think? I don't know. You tell me, why does it get voted worst place to live 3 years on the trot? Let me know in the comments.
I am so curious to know, how is everyone discussing their finances with their partner? Is it something you do? When did you start doing it? Was it first date, 2 years in? Have you never discussed your salary and you never will? So I recently wrote a piece for Stylist where I interviewed 10 women who earn less than their partners about the conversations they've had to have in order to navigate life together. So we're talking decisions around maternity leave, split of bills and rent, mortgages, holidays. The answers were so interesting, and I just think it's a endlessly fascinating topic. So I spoke to a psychologist who basically said that the way we feel about money, so the way we relate to it, is completely built and modelled on things that we saw in our childhoods. It's a source of tension because it represents different things to all of us, which makes sense. So if you grew up with a single mum who struggled to make ends meet, it might boil your blood to see your partner getting in frivolous debt. Or if you grew up mega wealthy, but your family encouraged you to think that everyone's after your pounds, you might feel super protective over it, even if you have a lot of it. If in any way you feel tense or awkward or guilty about money, you could have literally seen 5 seconds of your parents arguing, and that could completely colour your relationship to it.
Welcome to Blighty Blighted, your daily reminder that surviving in Britain is now considered a personal challenge. Like you saw from the thumbnail, prices are out of control in all major supermarkets in Blighty. Absolutely rampant. You go in for a loaf and come out needing a lie down and a spreadsheet. Food prices have gone through the roof down the street and taken a detour into fantasy. I picked up 3 items the other day and the till looked at me like I was financing a small holiday. And it's not just inconvenient. People genuinely can't survive this anymore. Especially the vulnerable. For the elderly, it's brutal. People who worked, paid in and did everything right are now counting pennies, skipping meals and heating one room like it's wartime again. They'll say they're managing. That's British for barely coping. The homeless? Everywhere. Doorways, tents, bus stations, cold, ignored and treated like background scenery. We've normalized people freezing outside while arguing about budgets in warm rooms. That's not a crisis. That's neglect with paperwork.
But he doesn't want to. He doesn't feel comfortable. Another couple have agreed that when they start a family, that the man will be the one to shoulder all the finances, as she'll be doing the birthing, the the bulk of the caregiving at the beginning. Another woman, despite earning 30k less than her partner, refuses to not split the mortgage or bills any other way than down the middle. At the end of the day, money, not in the you buy me this, I buy you that kind of way, can be an emotional love language. That's what the psychologist says that I spoke to. It can be the way you show support, or the way you signify I'm committed to the relationship and our safety and well-being. I don't know, I just find it so interesting, and yeah, money's just such an endlessly fascinating topic. But yeah, what do you guys think?
40% taxes. Many people can't afford to go for holiday. Inflation, prices go so much up, but wages don't. Young people can't afford to buy a house anymore. It's a proper hell, right? Of course not. You're actually so lucky to live in UK. Listen, I'm from Ukraine. Have you seen what's happening in my country? English people here will grab £5 coffee on their way to work. At work they will grab a meal deal, and later they will end up in some pub having a pint, later on ordering a takeaway. So don't complain, you are fine.
Unless you're rich. It's actually ridiculous what's happened to the country. They've run it into the ground. Take living in London, for example. I've been scrolling, I've seen people that make maybe 25k a year. They live in London. They've got a tiny box room. They've literally got a budget. You have to budget, otherwise you're just not going to survive. They've got a budget the fuck down on everything. To the point they have no life. To the point there's no social life. To the point they can't go shopping. To the point they can't even eat the food they actually want to eat. People are living on noodles. And as long as you have a government that don't give a F about the people, everyone is going to get effed. Everyone's going to get effed. As long as the cost of living is going to keep being way higher than wages, as long as that cost of living rises, and the wages stay where they're at, it's always going to be a massive, massive problem. And then do you know how they not even how they solve it, but do you know what the government thinks? Do you know what? We need more taxes. More taxes on everything.
An 18-year-old boy just asked me for my number. I said, honey, I'm 52. He said, can I have your email then?
And over 500 burglaries per day in the UK. Crime is rocketing. All your money goes on bills and taxes because bills are through the roof. You get taxed up to your eyeballs, up to 45% income tax. That's before they've even added VAT on everything you buy, council tax, inheritance tax when you die to stop you handing your house down to your kids that you've worked your whole life for, and the list goes on. Look at the absolute state of the town centres in the UK. This is the type of environment you're meant to live in. You work all day just to barely put food on your table, and then illegal criminals can enter the country and get housed in hotels, get money paid to them, free food, free healthcare, the list goes on. Meanwhile, British veterans are homeless and British people are getting put in prison for social media posts. Free speech is gone. I found a way to make my money work for me and not have a job. Luckily, I'm outside the system. And if you also want to learn how to escape the system, then go to my profile.
I cannot believe that anybody would choose to live in the UK right now. Let's be honest, it is not a nice place to live. It's toxic, the crime is astronomical, the quality of life is in the gutter. It's just not, the work-life balance is just horrendous. Since we moved from the UK to Australia, our life has changed tremendously. We're less stressed, we've got more energy, we're doing more social activities than we've ever done before. And it's just because our life here is better, a lot better. Our jobs are better, it's higher pay, the cost of living is less here. We've just been to breakfast with some friends, literally overlooking the beach, and here we are, having a stroll. It's just a completely different beast. If you're one of those people that are sat in the UK right now, a little bit lost, thinking, I hate it here, it's horrible, what are you waiting for? Just ask yourself, what do you want? Why are you waiting to get out of that horrible place when you've got this? You've just got this waiting for you with way less stress. The people are lovely, really welcoming, and your life will improve tremendously.
Why is the UK actually batshit crazy at the moment? I feel like I don't do anything. I don't go out, I don't drink, I don't have any hobbies. All I do is breathe and eat. And at the end of the month, I've spent thousands of pounds. The sun has been shining for months and it's actually still so depressing. I feel like, every time I go and buy something, I do a double take and I'm like, swear that was 60 pence cheaper last week. Now it's like more expensive. Go and buy a coffee. Apparently it's £3.60 for a coffee now. About the same price as Geneva, one of the world's most expensive cities. I live in the north of England. The salaries here do not match the salaries in Switzerland, I'll tell you now. And I just feel like it's not sustainable for anyone. It's impacting people's mental health, and everyone just feels like they're just surviving, really. It's awful, absolutely awful. When will it end?
Excuse me, gentlemen, I hope you're enjoying the kebab and enjoying your tea, but I just want to ask you, are you British? Okay, so you're a British white man. I do not understand why you are homeless without a house out on the streets, and you're going to spend your Christmas out on the streets. Please explain to me. I do not understand. I need this video go viral up to my Prime Minister and what's his name, King Charles, because being British, white, why are we protesting about Gaza and Palestine when we can't help our own country?
I don't even receive it.
First of all, sorry, what is your name?
My name's John Webb.
John?
John Webb.
Okay, my name's Anissa. I am a Muslim, British Pakistani woman, and I'm a teacher, and I'm going to teach the whole world, and I will fix the world. First of all, I'm going to fix this country. First of all,
we was going to do that years ago by music. But...
No, but you're British, you're white. Why are you out on the streets? I've just come from a psychiatrist hospital, right? I was admitted for a month there, right? Because I've got bipolar. Long story short, my in-laws tried plotting to kill me. But God saved me, yeah? God saved me. However, I saw non-British people in the hospital being looked after. We got food served to us, cleaned our room, looked after us. You're British, you're white, why are you here?
Don't, my ex-partner, she was put in the...
No, we need to care. We fucking need to care. I'm pissed off right now.
My ex-partner was put into the Thorncliffe Hotel, the Heston Hyde Hotel.
Yeah.
And she was kicked out of it because they've assigned all the rooms over to immigrants. And while she was there, living there...
What, is it for money? It's like, give us your immigrants, we're going to give that country the money?
No, I don't know, but like I say, when she was living there, she was given 3 meals a day, basic meals, but the immigrants were given £50 cash every morning, iPhones, all their clothes, laundry...
Why? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Well, what's the plan here? I don't understand. What's the bigger...
I don't know, probably votes, isn't it? Blair brought everyone in for votes, you know what I mean?
So they're basically liaising with other countries. So they're like, oh, give us your people, we'll give you money, you will, I don't know, something like that.
Well,
I'm not into politics. All I know is, I'm not into politics, all I know is, right, guys, hi, it's me, Anissa. It's winter. Well, it's autumn right now, yeah? My face looks so puffy. Anyways, it's almost winter. Christmas is going to be coming. I do not want to see any British people out on the streets. Do you understand? We need to do something. Narina, Pineapple, do you agree? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Thank you.
I don't know about British. Anyone out on the streets?
Anyone, yeah. But come on, help your own kind first. Do you know they say be kind to your own kind?
Charity begins at home.
Charity begins at home. Charity begins with your own people. Your own people. No, this is wrong. I'm going to Iraq in 2 weeks' time, inshallah, God willing, right? And the man I'm going to see is Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. His son-in-law. Do you know what he was known for? He always helped beggars. He didn't like the homeless. Okay? Well, that's fine. But God bless you. I will do my best to do what I can. Please believe in me. My name's Anissa. Don't forget me. My dad, his name was Manir. So Anissa Manir. His name in Arabic means light. Light. Bye everyone. Good night.
God bless.
I haven't shared this yet, but I'm leaving the UK. I've booked a one-way ticket to Cyprus and I leave tomorrow. Over the past few months, I've sold everything I own and left my house at 57 years of age. Not because I was reckless, I just felt like I didn't fit in the UK anymore and I need space to grow. The last 2 weeks have been a real transition. I've been moving from place to place, sitting in uncertainty and letting the old life fully just drop away. I felt so stuck that I had to do something drastic. To live in the UK is something drastic. It was exhausting me being that stuck. This journey hasn't been neat or comfortable at all, but it's starting to feel aligned now. I don't have everything figured out, but staying stuck wasn't an option for me. So tomorrow, I take the next step. I'm laughing. I think I'm mad. Do you know what? I'm so excited. I'm a little bit nervous at the same time, but this is phase 2 and I'm doing it. Tomorrow, I'm out of the UK, gone. I know, right?
If you haven't seen the Undercover migrant documentary that Talk TV put out yesterday, it's available on YouTube. It was put together by the journalist Isabel Oakeshott, and she got some help from an undercover migrant, a builder from the UK named Christian, who went into one of these camps, infiltrated one of these, well, quite a few of these camps actually, in France to show the world what is really going on at these camps. And he said that these camps are lawless. He said that there is gunshot and gunfire every night from semi-automatic weapons. And one night, when the smuggling gang hierarchy, the people at the top, found out that there was an imposter in the camp, aka him, there was like a whole night of just gunfire. And he said if he had stayed there, he would have been killed. He also said that not all of these people are bad people. You know, he made friends with 2 Senegalese people and they were really kind to him, and he kind of had meals with them and stuff at these camps. But he said a lot of these people that are coming to this country, none of them have documents. We don't know where they're from. He said that there were people showing him videos of people being murdered, basically being shot, bodies being horrible things. He said it was really disturbing, the kind of stuff that would get blocked on the internet. And that one of these migrants was showing him videos of this and saying, oh look, this is my uncle doing this to this person. He said that there were other ones that were smoking crack. They're not the doctors and the engineers that we're being told they are. And the most shocking part about the whole documentary is the fact that the police, the French police, were escorting these migrants across France on buses, on trains, and taking them directly to the boats to bring them across to the UK. He said that it is darker than we can imagine, and that there is something, a cover-up going on, and it is so well organised that it's not simply some like botched job put together by a bunch of smugglers who don't know what they're doing. There are networks to this. There is organisation, and it's a full-scale operation, and the French police are complicit. They are actively facilitating any of these migrants from France to the UK. They are doing nothing to stop it at all. And we're giving France how much a year? 500 million, is it? I think this goes way darker and deeper than we can possibly imagine. And if the French government and police are in on it and they know what's going on, what does that say about the UK government? Like I've always said, I think this is a planned invasion. And you have to go and watch this documentary. It's absolutely wild. Another thing that he said is that a lot of these people cannot afford to pay for the boats, and so they kind of theorised between them, although they didn't have any actual solid proof on camera of this, but they think that a lot of these migrants are being used as drug mules. They're coming to smuggle drugs into the UK, and that's how they're paying for their boat trip, because they don't have the money to do it. But the takeaway message from this documentary that Christian said he wants to get out to the British people is wake up. These are not the type of people that you want coming into the UK. These are dangerous people. These are not people that you want around children. These are not people that you want around elderly people. They are unvetted, a lot of them are violent, and a lot of them probably have criminal records, and we have no way of proving who they are. And he said that we really need to start standing up to our government, and the English people, the British people, need to start getting angry about this, because we are being lied to about who these people are by our government, telling us they're all doctors and engineers. He said that when he was watching people get onto these boats, there was only 2 women, and the rest of the boat was like men. It's not women and children who are trying to flee war-torn countries. These are fighting-aged men, and God knows what they are dabbling in or they are involved in.
The United Kingdom has been voted the 2nd most miserable place in the entire world.
Keep right, sign to the end of the road.
Get on, mate. Welcome to Birmingham, the 2nd largest city in the UK. Some people love it, some people hate it. Let's try and make the most of it. Let's look at this. How long has that fridge been there? This place hasn't been cleaned up in over a decade. You're from here?
Yes, I am.
And how do you like Birmingham?
I love Birmingham. It's a nice city. Underrated. We don't shout about ourselves. We just go about our business.
Lovely, mate. It's like a car boot sale, but on the street.
you go. Birmingham's version of the car boot sale.
Yeah, you choose what you want around here. Today, I've been joined by 2 American tourists that watch the videos, and they've come here to Birmingham. Guys, why the hell have you come here? Are you crazy?
Yes.
We've just found out the UK is voted the second most miserable country in the world. Tell me your opinion on this.
The people here have been great. The prices
Are miserable.
Yeah, especially for transport.
So guys, welcome to Birmingham.
Thank you.
Not bad, eh? Nice clean floors here around.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, mind your step, you don't want to step in anything.
Yeah.
But is this what you picture when you think of the UK?
No.
Not at all.
No?
No.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? It's a homeless veteran in his homeless tent. Wahoo! Look at that, bad boys, eh? Woohoo! Woohoo! Anyway guys, I'm okay, I'm doing well, just nothing I can do, is there? Do you know what I mean? Until GBC, Guildford Borough Council, actually get off their arse and start doing something, people. So there's not a lot I can do. I don't know what to update you in, because there's nothing happening. I am going to go through the letter at some point, because the letter's pretty pathetic, where they said I have, I can move back in with my ex-wife. That's what they said. They told me I can move in with my ex-wife. What's all that about? Why would you want to do that when you've already finished? Do you know what I mean? I would never hit a woman in life, but like, you just don't know, do you? Do you know what I mean? They force you into here and living into a house and stuff like that with your ex, and then you start arguing, and then everything just goes around. But anyway, guys, yeah, I'm okay, doing well, fine, and I will catch you all soon. Thank you for your help and support.
Listen, agree with me or don't agree with me, I don't really care with what you do, alright? It's each to their own. And it's something I thought about earlier, and I'm thinking to myself, why are we entertaining this? Would anyone else actually care if this was roles reversed? Probably not. Now, there's so many protests going on in the world, in the UK particularly, obviously we've noticed, you know, I've seen it in other countries, in Germany particularly as well, because that's where I'm from. People are protesting for other countries, okay, for peace and freedom. I get the logic behind it, I get and understand why. However, let's say something happened in the UK and all the Brits that live abroad come together to start protesting. Would it be entertained? Would it fuck? Okay? Let's face it, a lot has happened over here, okay? Attacks, etc, etc. But not once has it been shown that anyone living abroad has protested on the UK's behalf in another country. So why the fuck are we doing it? Why the fuck are we protesting for other countries, for peace and freedom? Why are our police force being attacked? Why is our army being attacked? Why are people being the government being attacked? I mean, I get the government have fucked up massively, however, that's another story. But why are the people that are trying to protect us getting the brunt of it? I don't understand it. I really don't. So why the fuck are we entertaining all of this? Why is the media portraying us, okay, our own media portraying us that live here and that have lived here for all their life, or however long, I've been there 20 years, you know, I'm from Germany, whatever. But why are our own media portraying us to be the bad people in our own country when we want to live with freedom of speech peacefully anyway, okay? But we're not granted that. Everything's been taken away from us. They're trying to stop us from doing something, and it's not right. So why the fuck are we entertaining other things that are going on around the world? And I understand, like I said, I understand it is sad. But would they do it for us? Nah, definitely not.
The UK is now the second most depressing country to live in officially. Taxes are at a post-war record high, up to 45% income tax on what you earn, then 20% VAT tax on what you spend. If you're a business, you have VAT, then 25% corporation tax, then business rates, then 15% national insurance. Then you've got council tax, road tax, car tax, stamp duty tax. There are 39 different taxes that you pay. The town centres are in ruin, they're run down, there's empty high streets and increasing homelessness. You get stabbed for a watch in London, and petty crime is now legal in the UK. The cost of living is soaring, and inflation has wiped out 35% of your money in the last 5 years alone. You work 3 days out of 5 for the government, and you pay £4,000 a year in government debt interest. Then when you finally pay off your house and you retire, you're looking at 40% inheritance tax. And this is just the beginning. The UK want to tax you even more, and they want a digital ID, and they want more control. There will be no cash soon whatsoever. You'll get imprisoned for your social media posts. You own less and less and less. You give away more and more and more. And people wonder why everyone's either leaving the UK or taking the streets to protest.
What's that? You allowed down here? TV out here for you. What's this here? Guinness, sweet noses drinks. Can you just chill here? What's this? Oh, it's not a pub. Getting well confused here. Don't know what this is all about. Caravan in there. Someone live here, what? Oh, odd. I think there's a boozer here right in front of us. Don't know if it's open or not. Lord Nelson. Again, that wasn't the one I was recommended. Good carpets down there and everything. Well, upstairs is open, so someone lives upstairs. But don't know if the pub's going to be open. Or maybe someone's 21st birthday balloons up there. Still got a bit of air in them, so you know they can't be that old. Hell. Lord Nelson. Sounds decent that as well. Maybe we'll swing back on that on the way, because we've got to pass it on the way back to get to the camper. But yeah, let's crack on and get into the centre. We're about 5 minutes away from the centre now. Tell you what, I'm getting like Birmingham vibes in Handsworth with this litter. Right at the centre now, you probably no, you can't see Tesco behind me, but these are, I know it's minority, I know it's everywhere, but minority make a difference. And it seems like the people littering here, the people who live here as well. Like I say, small percentage, like I say, I'm not going to go at everyone. It happens everywhere, but you know, it's just not hard to clean up after yourself. It's not hard. It don't cost a penny. There we go, that just shows how bad it is. I confirmed my moaning. So it's not just me moaning, it's other people moaning. Now I've limited bin space in my camper that I live in. So I've sometimes had a few bags. And I've held on to my bags for miles, sometimes like 3 hours when I'm driving on the motorway, when I could have just chucked it. But why would I do that? You know what I mean? I live on this earth, why would I just chuck a lot of stuff in the middle of nowhere? Or just like on the side of...
So anyone that follows me knows that I am completely over the UK. And I know a lot of you are over the UK as well. But, you know, everyday things happen and you just think, why am I here? Like, what the hell happened? So yesterday, I went to visit my daughter at university. I had a day off work, went down, I was really looking forward to seeing her. We did have a lovely day. However, I parked in a multi-storey car park with my daughter, okay? And as we went into the car park, I saw a couple of spaces and I said, oh, I'm just going to go round to that one. Now, when I got there was a poor bastard laying across 2 parking spaces. He was homeless, right? Now, that can happen to any one of us. I know that, you know, we're all apparently 2 paychecks away from being homeless. Now, not only was he homeless, my heart goes out to him, but he was obviously using that multi-storey as his public toilet. So that's where the fun starts. So first of all, you feel sorry for the poor homeless man who's obviously lost everything, you know, and he's now living in a multi-storey car park, right? Now, I know that happens all over the world, but it just seems to be magnified in the UK. We've got so many issues. So he's using this place as a public toilet. So as we park the car and we get out, we actually gave the man some money. We stepped over a massive pile of human excrement. Great. We then exited down the staircase, which absolutely stunk, as most multi-stories in the UK do, of wee. It was so strong. Now, I'm paying to park in there, so I've paid to step over human excrement,
and now I'm going down piss stairs that absolutely stink. So we exit there, we go into the town, it's full of rubbish, and there's kids on bikes. Not kids, I'm not talking about kids, I'm talking about boys, teenagers, whatever. And they're circling, they're on the electric scooters on the bike. So I'm saying to my daughter, keep your phone, don't use your phone, keep your bag shut. And why have I got to do that? Why can't I just go out and have a nice time? Why have I got to be worried about using my bloody phone? Anyway, good job, because then the guy in front of me is using his phone for directions. They come along on a group, nick the phone straight out of his hand. This is the world we live in. And it just went on and on and on. We go out for a meal. It was all right. It was really expensive. So then I'm pissed off because I felt like I've been ripped off. And you just feel like you're just being ripped off all the time. Your gas is expensive. Your phone's expensive. You go into the supermarket. The shopping that you did a week ago is now double the price. You go and buy petrol. It's 4 times what it was the week before. You want to go out and treat yourself to some new clothes. Remember back in the day in the 90s and stuff, you used to go shopping, have a bit of lunch, buy a couple of tops. You can't do that now, because everything is so inaffordable. You can't treat yourself to anything. Oh, no. You can't. You have to watch the pennies. It's always grey. The weather's crap. I just feel like there is literally zero enjoyment in the UK. Does anyone else feel like that? You work all week, you trudge through the working week, you lay awake worrying about bills, worrying about your kids, worrying about how you're going to pay for this, what you're going to do about that, are you going to get a holiday this year? Is there going to be something terrible that's going to happen? Is there going to be a terrorist attack? Are loads of people going to go and shoot up a school? You're literally worrying about everything, everywhere you go. You can smell weed coming out of somewhere. You might need a doctor's appointment. You can't see a doctor because you've got to wait 3 weeks for an appointment. And then when you do go in, you probably won't see a doctor anyway. You'll probably see a healthcare professional who won't be able to help you. And, then you'll have to get another appointment because you don't get what you need. Your nan and granddad are ill. They go into hospital. They're stuck on a trolley in a corridor for 9 hours. They can't see anybody because the wards are full. I just feel like the whole of the UK is completely screwed. It's just day to day. You're just dealing with shit from everybody. And, like this place I went to yesterday was a place that I used to love. I used to love going to. It was so beautiful. It was so aesthetically pleasing, like beautiful old buildings and, walk along the river. And now it's just crap. I go to the beach that I used to go to when I was a child, and it's just full of rubbish and dog crap and graffiti. And, what happened? What happened to the UK? The clientele in this country now just do not care. They do not care about this country. And it literally just kills me every day. And every day I just despair. Forgive the moaning, but I know a lot of you are going to get it. I just want to go through my week, look forward to my weekends, be able to do something really nice, right? Just be able to do something nice, but just can't.
I was being cat's late living on top of a pub. As soon as I moved there, I was like, yeah, this has been a bad choice, but I had nowhere else to go. In your 20s, there will be an older gay man that offers you drugs for free. It is very, very important that you don't accept. When I was 23, I got a job on Big Brother, but I didn't live in London at the time. So my friend had a spare room for a few weeks, but I was so fucking broke at the time. I had no money, and I was so shit with my money as well. I remember I would literally spend my last £40 on a KFC delivery because I was just impulse buying. Anyway, as you do, I was on Grindr, and some guy who basically owned the pub opposite the flat that I was staying in, he was absolutely disgusting. He was really not good looking, really unattractive, mid 40s, late 40s, 50s maybe, but not a hot late 40s, 50s. This guy looked like a toad. This guy, honestly, he was repulsive. Right, and I mean that in the most respectful way, but he was ugly as shit. Anyway, he owned the pub opposite and was come over, I'll give you free pints. And obviously I was broke, young, low-key addict, so I was yeah, okay. It wasn't a nice pub, it was I guess in America they have a dive bar. This was that. I don't know how you describe it in England, but it was a council estate pub. It was under a block of council estates, which is no longer there because London has been gentrified to fuck. The whole place has been knocked down now. the people there were, you know, like, I don't know, like proper working class, whatever, good fun, but it was the shithole. Anyway, yeah, so I started going there, and he was like, he had some coke. He started giving me coke as well. So eventually I would go on a night out without him, and then go home and be like, hey, you up? And he would just have coke, and then I would spend nights there, like, just with him and like some of these weird like regulars they had in the pub. And to be fair to him, he was never like weird at the start. He was never like sexually advancing on me or anything like that. But flat that I was staying in, he had someone else moving in, so it was only temporary that I was going to stay there. But because I was such a mess at that age, I didn't plan at all. I didn't look for an actual place to live. So like a few days before I had to move out of this my friend's flat, I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? Because I still had work in London. So basically I asked the guy at the pub if he had somewhere to stay, and he did have a spare room in the top of the pub. Oh, fuck, you know, that's when things started to go weird. So I was like, yeah, okay, cool, I'll move in there. Fucking hell, am I talking shit? Nobody's going to watch this. So I was desperate for somewhere to live. I didn't look at the room or anything. I just moved in there straight away because I was like, fuck, I have nothing else to do. And he seems alright, and he gives me free drugs and free pints. And I thought maybe it would be quite cool to live on top of a pub. Like, I felt like I was being like, you know, cats late living on top of a pub. Mate, as soon as I went there, I went in, he was like, this is your room. It was completely fucking trashed. The whole room was completely trashed. There was like a blow up sex doll on the floor. Firstly, I thought people just got those as like a joke. I didn't realise that people actually had sex with those little blow up sex dolls. Also, he was gay. Why did he have a female blow up sex doll? Anyway, I don't know. It was a shithole. As soon as I moved there, I was like, yeah, this has been a bad choice. But I had nowhere else to go. So then, first day, I was like, oh my god, this is such a shithole. But he was like, oh, don't worry, I'll sleep on the sofa tonight, you sleep in my room. His room was just shit everywhere, like pot noodle pots and old pint glasses. There was flies everywhere. It felt disgusting. I can't believe I got through that first night sleeping there. And I went into work the next day, like, I felt disgusting just sleeping in that guy's bed. I lived there, like, I can't even remember, must have been like less than a week, because as soon as I moved in with him, I paid him £500 up front to live there. He started texting me like, don't worry about paying the rent, you can just give me a blowjob, like as a joke, but he was dead serious. But I was like, maybe he's joking, like, but this is weird, like, it's not funny. So he was definitely like edging, he wanted that from me. But I just kind of laughed it off, didn't say anything. I was getting a bit creeped out. Oh yeah, and the room. Then the day after, so he cleaned the room for me. I went in there. The room didn't have a window. He'd obviously done something to the room to break the window, and he just replaced it with a bit of plastic. And this was like November, December time. So it was fucking freezing cold in there. And then he had another housemate who was just a drunk at the pub. And this drunk like came in my room and just... And they were both Irish, by the way, which isn't relevant, but you can imagine like their accents. Like, this drunk guy came into my room and was like, just like, you know when someone's so drunk and you don't know what, you feel like whatever you're going to say, they're going to start a fight with you, like. So you have to be really fucking careful with what you say in case they like kick off and start a fight with you, because you just like, because they're so drunk. You see that kind of guy. And then I had to get my ex to come over, who I didn't really speak to for ages. I was just like, look, I need someone to be with me. And he like stayed the night, and we were both shitting our pants that we were gonna get murdered or raped or something. Like, okay, just give it a chance, like, you know, maybe it's just, this is the way they live, like. Anyway, then like, I don't know, like a day or two must have passed, and I was at work a lot, so I wasn't really at the house. And then when I was at the house, I'd get like my ex to come over or something, whatever. One day, this pub landlord guy was like, hey, I'm going out. I'm going out now. Like, looked at me dead in the eye and was like, can you clean my room? I want it clean before, like, when the time I get back. Like, asking me to clean his fucking room. And I was shitting. I was scared of him at this point because I was like, I don't know what this guy, I don't know what he's capable of, what he's gonna do. So I was just like, oh yeah, okay. Then obviously, like, I was a lazy cunt. Like, I'm not gonna be cleaning. I wasn't even cleaning my own room. I'm not gonna be cleaning your fucking room. So this was like him asking to clean my room, but it was like sinister. It was like, because he'd been texting me like, oh, give me a blowjob, or you can pay, you don't have to pay rent, this sort of thing, like weird little sexual remarks stuff. And he obviously wanted something out of me. But at this point, I was like, texting my mum, I was like, Mum, I don't know what to do. And she was just like, get the fuck out of there. So basically, while he was out that evening, I texted my friend who still lived opposite in the flat, by the way, but his friend moved in with him. I texted him, I was like, I need to fucking leave. So his mate who had moved in came across the road.
And the younger generation, no, they're not lazy. They're trapped. Rents eat wages, jobs feel temporary, and the future looks like a subscription service they can't afford. They're told to work harder while standing on a floor that keeps falling away. Different ages, same problem. Everything costs too much, and the safety net's got more holes than fabric. A country that can't protect its elderly, house its homeless, or give its young a fair start isn't struggling, it's breaking. Still, we carry on, because in Britain giving up costs extra. Cheerio. And I will see you all in the next video. Keep your peckers up.